Alright. Hello everybody, it is I, Granorite, and here we are back with another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Emerald with our next our next challenge team, which is our second water type team, which is going to be Gorbis, evolving from Clamperl, Slowking from Slowpoke, Lapras, Kingler, and Seaking. And as we do, we're going to read through our Pokemon's biologies, get them up to level 7, and then move forward. We have Clamperl starting out here. Has shell armor for its ability, so it can't be hit by critical hits. Knows Water Gun, Clamp, Whirlpool, and Iron Defense, and that's what it's going to know until it evolves, unless we teach it things via TM. So what do we know about Clamperl? An erratic leveling rate Pokemon. We love these because they are slow at the beginning. Clamperl is an aquatic bivalve Pokemon that makes its home on the seafloor. Its bivalve shell is dark blue with a silver rim along the inner edges. The shell is used to clamp down on prey as well as for protection. A fully grown shell will have nicks and scratches all over it. Inside of the shell is a fragile light blue body composed of 6 spherical extensions with a pink pearl-like head in the center, usually depicted with its eyes closed. There is a circular white patch on each cheek. The pearls produced by this Pokemon amplify psychic power and can be blue in color, as seen in Pokemon the series Ruby and Sapphire episode Clamperl of Wisdom. Spoink's pearls come from Clamperl. These pearls are also 10 times more valuable than pearls produced by Shelter. It is carnivorous, clamping down on prey without letting go until it stops moving. When it's close to evolution, Clamperl will become too big to fit inside its shell. Clamperl is the only Pokemon that gains extra effects by holding the Deep Sea Tooth or Deep Sea Scale. Clamperl had been observed being carried by Drifblim, its natural predator. In our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Clamperl, Ruby says Clamperl's sturdy shell is not only good for protection, it is also used for clamping and catching prey. A fully grown Clamperl shell will be scored with nicks and scratches all over. Sapphire says Clamperl grows while being protected by its rock-hard shell. When its body becomes too large to fit inside the shell, it is sure evidence that this Pokemon is getting close to evolution. Emerald says the Clamperl slams its shell closed on prey to prevent escape. The pearl it creates upon evolution is said to be infused with a mysterious energy. And Fire Red and Leaf Green says it is protected by a sturdy shell. Once in a lifetime, it makes a magnificent pearl. And we will evolve it into Gorbis when we get a Water Stone. So it won't be until after we get Dive, which is after Tate and Liza. So we're going to have this Clamperl for a while. Slowpoke here has own tempo again, so it prevents confusion. Knows Tackle Yana Curse, just like we saw in our last playthrough. A medium fast leveling rate Pokemon, Slowpoke is a pink Pokemon that resembles a cross between a salamander and a hippopotamus. It has vacant eyes that never seem focused, curl ears, and a rounded tan muzzle. It has 4 legs, each of which ends in a single white claw. Its long tapering tail has a white tip. This tail droops a sweet, sappy substance that is attractive to many species of fish. Slowpoke uses the tail as a fishing lure. The tail often breaks off but will grow back. Slowpoke tails are considered a delicacy and commonly used as a cooking ingredient. In Alola, they are often dried and used in home-cooked stews, while in Galar, they are smoked and packaged as a curry ingredient. Slowpoke is also known to dive underwater to hunt, but it is often itself caught instead. Slowpoke has a notoriously dim intellect and often forgets what it's doing. It takes a long time to respond to outside stimuli. For example, it can take up to 5 seconds to process pain, and it can take an entire day to notice when its tail has been bitten. Slowpoke is commonly found at the water's edge. In some places, it is believed that Slowpoke's yawn causes rain. This Pokemon is worshipped in those areas. Its vacant expression is said to help some people relax, whilst causing irritation to others. It is posited that those who lead hectic lives are most likely to become relaxed. As mentioned in Pokemon Sleep, researchers have debated if Slowpoke is either awake or asleep while it stands around doing nothing. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Slowpoke, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald all say Slowpoke uses its tail to catch prey by dipping it in the water at the side of a river. However, this Pokemon often forgets what it's doing and often spends entire days just loafing at the water's edge. Fire Red says it is vacantly lost in thought, but no one knows what it's thinking about. It is good at fishing while it's with its tail. And Leaf Green says incredibly slow and dopey. It takes 5 seconds for it to feel pain when under attack. And next, just a second. We have Lapras, who has Water Absorb for its ability, so when hit by a water attack, it'll gain health. Currently knows Water Gun, Growl, and Sing. Good starting stats because it's a single evolution Pokemon. A slow leveling rate Pokemon. Lapras is a marine reptilian Pokemon that resembles a plesiosaur. It has a blue hide with darker blue spots, a cream-colored underside, and large brown eyes. A short horn on its forehead and tightly curled ears. It has a long neck and 4 flippers. The foremost flippers are larger than the hind. On its back is a heavy gray shell covered in blunt knobs. Lapras is a gentle, helpful Pokemon that enjoys ferrying people across bodies of water. In the past, its docility made it an easy target for hunters, and it was driven to near extinction. Recent protection efforts have seen Lapras become overabundant instead, which is now affecting the fish Pokemon numbers in some areas. An intelligent Pokemon, it can understand human speech, as seen in the Pokemon the Series episode Viva Las Lapras. Lapras has been known to travel in large pods across the seas, spanning both polar and tropical areas. To keep in touch with others of its kind, it sings enchanting melodies. Lapras usually sings when it's in a good mood. In the episode Holiday Hijinks, it's shown that Lapras can develop psychic abilities such as telepathy. In Alola, Lapras is used as a ride Pokemon called Lapras Paddle. Alola natives use Lapras to travel and fish for Pokemon in the water. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Lapras. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald all say people have driven Lapras almost to the point of extinction. In the evenings, this Pokemon is said to sing plaintively as it seeks what few others of its kind still remain. Fire Red says its high intelligence enables it to understand human speech. It likes to ferry people on its back. And Leaf Green says a Pokemon that has been overhunted almost to extinction, it can ferry people on its back. Also with Slowpoke, I forgot to say this, we'll get Slowpoke into Slowking when we also get a Water Stone, so we'll need 2 Water Stones. So again, that will not happen until after Tate and Liza. Krabby has Shell Armor, which blocks critical hits, good attack and defense, and knows Bubble and the Leer right now. Krabby is a medium fast leveling rate Pokemon. Krabby is a crustacean Pokemon with a strong outer shell protecting its small body. Its upper half is red, and it has its eyes and 2 small spikes on top of its head. Its light tan arms are also connected to its upper body. Its lower body is light tan and doubles as its jaw with 2 fangs overlapping its upper body. Its hips are visible on the lower front of its body, connected to its 4 long and thin legs. Each leg has a single claw-like foot. The main features of Krabby's body are the 2 large red pincers at the end of its arms. Krabby uses them as its main form of offense and as a form of balance. Sometimes Krabby may lose a claw during battle or have a damaged claw forcibly removed. However, the claw regenerates over a short period. In the wild, Krabby lives near the edge of the water in both fresh and salt water. Krabby is most commonly found on beaches where it burrows in the sand. In times of scarce food sources, it may eat sand to regain nutrients and will be very aggressive in defending its home. Its main form of defense is creating foam to shroud its body in order to confuse opponents into thinking it's bigger than it actually is. As seen in Pokemon the Series episode Mystery at the Lighthouse, Krabby generally keeps to itself, but will quickly defend itself if provoked. Prior to Generation 3, Krabby and its evolved form Kingler were the only known Pokemon capable of learning the move Crab Hammer. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald all say Krabby lives on beaches burrowed inside holes dug into the sand. On sandy beaches with little in the way of food, these Pokemon can be seen squabbling with each other over territory. Fire Red says it can be found near the sea. The large pincers grow back if they are torn out of their sockets. And Leaf Green says its pincers are not only powerful weapons, but are used for balance when walking sideways. And Krabby evolves at level 28. And last but not least, we have Goldeen, who has Swift Swim for its ability. Good attack and speed, and special defense. Those Peck, Tail Whip, and Water Sport right now. Medium fast leveling rate Pokemon. Goldeen is a white piscine Pokemon with orange markings. It has circular blue eyes with orange lids and prominent pink lips. On its forehead is a large horn, which is larger on a male than on a female. It has a small wavy dorsal fin surrounded by an orange patch and long pectoral fins with orange markings at the bases. Goldeen's billowing tail fin is orange around the base and turns white towards the edges. The tail is admired by many for its beauty and similarly to a ballroom dress. Goldeen has a wild temperament and will use its horn to smash its way to freedom if kept in an aquarium. It competes with others of its kind to determine which has the strongest, thickest horn. Humans swimming near it must exercise caution lest Goldeen rams them. Goldeen is a very common sight in any body of fresh water, including ponds, lakes, and rivers. It can be seen swimming upstream in large schools during the breeding season in spring. Its strong fins allow it to maintain a steady speed of 5 knots while swimming upstream. It is known as the Water Dancer due to its elegant movements in the water, and in Generation 1, Waterfall was its signature move. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Goldeen. Ruby says Goldeen is a very beautiful Pokemon that with fins that billow elegantly in water. However, don't let your guard down around this Pokemon. It could ram you with its powerful horn. Or it could ram you powerfully with its horn. Sapphire says Goldeen left swimming wild and free in rivers and ponds. If one of these Pokemon is placed in an aquarium, it will shatter even the thickest glass with one random of its horn and make it escape. Emerald says in the springtime, schools of Goldeen can be seen swimming up falls and rivers. It meets out staggering damage with its single horn. Fire Red says its dorsal and pectoral fins are strongly developed with muscles. Like mussels, it can swim at a speed of 5 knots. And Leaf Green says its tail fin billows like an elegant ballroom dress, giving it the nickname the Water Queen. And Goldeen evolves at level 33. So this is going to be a late evolution team for us. We're going to start off here with Goldeen, getting it up to level 7. It should be the quickest. Of course, we get a Ralts right off the bat, which I wanted for like everybody else. No, we want Poochyenas and Zigzagoons. So attack and speed is what we want here on Goldeen. Of course, some special defense would not be bad for it. And would help us whenever we get to Watson later. So maybe we'll pick up a bit of that. Which actually, if we're going to do that, I'm going to swap Slowpoke up. We want special attack and special defense on Slowpoke, but Slowpoke has a hard time taking down Lotads. Because Lotad knows Astonish, and Astonish just eats Slowpoke. If we can find some more Ralts too, that would also be good. Stop that. And there's one. So we'll get this on everybody that wants it, which is Slowpoke, Clamperl, and Lapras. Hooray, Slowpoke. Go heal up. Another Ralts, excellent. Excellent. We are getting a lot of Ralts, which is really nice. think that'll get Goldeen up to 7. We'll get more attack for it, so don't worry about that. Swap the Lapras here and let it take down the Lotad slowly. Right, I'd like to get Clamperl up more, but we want defense and special attack on Clamperl, but we're gonna have a hard time getting that. Might as well just, I guess, take some HP. Well, there's defense. It's nice that we ran into a C-Dot. No. Like, all the ones we want for it are not showing up. I know 2 of them are really rare spawns, but the Wurmple shouldn't be right now. Everybody gets the special attack that wants it, because it's so rare right now, and also Slowpoke and Clamperl are going to have a hard time taking on Lapras because they're slow. Come on. Alright, 2 more Wurmples should do it for Clamperl. Excellent. And then Lapras wants special attack and HP, but we'll also take special defense because we'll need it to get past Watson, I think. But also, if I could just have hit points, I think that would also help. Oh, I guess I should have fought that, shouldn't I? One more low dad. Thank you. Slow it down a bit while we water gun it. Do I have enough water guns to take this down even? I think that answer is a no. Wurmple or Ralts, please. Yay! Alright, now we'll just get Krabby up, who wants attack and defense. So if we can find those Poochyinnas we've been running away from. And Seedots, which we haven't ran into any with Krabby yet. Don't even have a physical attack right now, we just have Bubble. But we'll do what we can. Once we get Vice Grip, things will start to really take off for Krabby. I think we're faster. Good deal. See if we can get one more before we go back to heal. Sure can. Alright, almost done with Krabby. One more. There we go. All right, let's move forward. I just realized, how am I going to get past the Shroomishes? Guess I can have Slowpoke help with those. Lapras isn't going to be able to do it easily with just Water Gun right now. We could always try, and then if we have to change, we will. Hooray! So I would not be surprised if we have a lot of issues getting past Watson. Especially his main metric. I mean, nothing's going to be evolved. We'll have one ground attack, but the Pokemon that's using it's not fast. Hopefully it's fast enough, but I guess we're just have to wait and find out, aren't we? Why did you wake up like immediately? Stop that! My goodness. Still just woke up after like 2 turns. Alright, let's let Wally catch his Pokemon. Alright, we're also going to need a bunch of heart scales again, mainly for Gorbis. Do Clamperl first, and then I'm gonna swap to Slowpoke so we can get Slowpoke in on the fight against the double battle upcoming. Hooray. Get out of here. Water gun. Alright, let's swap Krabby up to see if it can take on this Poochyena. Leering it's not going to do anything for us. Hurt really bad if it hit us again. Good thing it didn't. Alright, let's swap Clamperl up for this next fight. Nice. Grab. Oh, this is good for you. Alright, now let's go heal. Just in case we run into any more Silcoons, we'll keep Clamperl up. Or Cascoons, I guess. Nope, just a couple Poochyenas. Nobody can learn Bullet Seed. Got him. That starts with the low tab. Yay, put that to sleep quickly. I think we are out damaging its healing, so that's good. Alright, I'm just going to use this potion on Slowpoke so we can go into this double battle. damage over time going on it. Yeah, we've been missing that though, haven't we? Excellent. Alright, beat up on some Magikarps. Chesto berries, some Wepa berries, and some cherry berries. Pick up this X item. Alright, this is where we're going to end this episode for today. I'm going to level up to level 15 off screen. We'll be back on Monday with more Pokemon. Until then, we'll see you all next time.